The silence at Hallis Park is deceptive. While the league calendar might suggest a period of rest, the reality behind the closed doors of the Chicago Bears facility tells a much different story. We are tracking three major developments that are actively reshaping the identity of this roster. From a significant departure on the defensive front to a quiet but high-impact addition in the special teams room. And finally, a bold look toward the draft. The front office is clearly working with a specific blueprint in mind. This is what you need to know.
The news regarding Andrew Billings leaving Chicago to sign with the Arizona Cardinals creates an immediate void in the trenches that Bears fans are rightfully concerned about. When you look at the interior defensive line, Andrew Billings was more than just a body in the middle. He was a stabilizer who allowed the linebackers to play fast and free. His departure forces the coaching staff to reconsider their rotation for the upcoming season. During his time in Chicago, Andrew Billings brought a level of professional discipline and gap integrity that is often undervalued by casual observers, but deeply appreciated by the defensive coordinator. Without his presence, the team must now look at internal development or additional free agency options to fill that specific role. The impact here is twofold. It changes the defensive scheme flexibility, and it puts more pressure on the younger players to step into leadership roles. Historically, the Bears have valued defensive toughness above all else, and losing a player of this caliber means the front office now has a target on their board that must be addressed before camp begins. When we evaluate the salary cap implications, the move provides some maneuverability, but the talent loss is undeniable. We are talking about a player who commanded double teams, which in turn freed up the edge rushers to wreak havoc on opposing quarterbacks. Without Andrew Billings, the defensive line has to find new ways to generate pressure and plug the run lanes. This isn't just about replacing a name on the roster, it is about replacing a specific set of skills that allowed the entire defensive front to function at a high level. Analysts are already debating whether the organization should have been more aggressive in retaining his services, but the reality of the business is that players move on and teams must adapt. The front office is likely already looking at tape to identify the next interior presence who can replicate that production. This creates a ripple effect throughout the defense, as the linebackers will now have to be more disciplined in their run fits without the same level of security they had in previous seasons. The coaching staff is facing a critical juncture here, as they must decide if they trust the current depth chart or if they need to look externally for a veteran stopgap. The departure of Andrew Billings is a stark reminder that the NFL is a constant cycle of change, and while fans might be disappointed to see a reliable starter exit, the strategic pivot the team makes next will define the success of the defensive unit moving forward. It's a situation that requires a clear plan, and we are waiting to see which direction they take. But that's not the only situation developing right now.
If you are enjoying this deep dive into the latest Bears moves, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We are tracking every single update from Hallis Hall to keep you informed. Let's get into the next move.
While the headline departures grab the attention, the quiet acquisition of a high-volume special team standout is exactly the kind of move that wins games on the margins. Ryan Poles has made it a point to prioritize depth and versatility, and adding a player with 31 tackles in special teams play is a testament to that philosophy. You cannot underestimate the importance of these units in the modern NFL. A player who can consistently track down returners and impact field position is a luxury, but in a tight division, it is a necessity. This move by Ryan Poles highlights a commitment to winning the hidden yardage battle. When you look at the roster construction, these are the types of signings that often go unnoticed by the general public, but are celebrated by the coaching staff. By bringing in a proven commodity with that level of production, the team is signaling that they are not just looking for starters, but for players who can execute in all three phases of the game. Ryan Poles understands that if you want to be a championship-level team, you need a roster that is deep with contributors who embrace their roles regardless of whether they are on the field for every snap or just for key situational plays. This specific player brings a level of intensity that is contagious in the locker room, and having a special teams ace can provide a spark when the offense or defense is struggling to find momentum. The analytical approach here is clear. Control the field position, force the opponent into long drives, and maintain a high standard of special teams play. It is a strategic hedge against the volatility of the league. As we watch this team evolve under the leadership of Ryan Poles, it is becoming clear that he values high-motor players who understand the nuances of the game. This signing is a perfect example of that vision. It provides the team with a reliable veteran presence who knows how to prepare and how to execute under pressure. The fans might be focused on the big-name signings, but the front office knows that these tactical additions are what provide the foundation for a winning record. We expect to see this player integrated quickly into the special teams packages, and his impact on the weekly game plan could be significant. It is about building a culture of accountability, where every player is expected to contribute to winning, and this addition is a clear step in that direction. This is a classic move that demonstrates the foresight of the current front office, ensuring that no stone is left unturned when it comes to roster building. There is a lot to like about how this team is shaping up, but there is still one more major piece of the puzzle to discuss regarding the draft.
The latest mock draft from Mel Kiper Jr. has the Chicago Bears targeting an edge rusher at the 25th overall pick, and this aligns perfectly with the defensive philosophy of Matt Eberflus. We know that the head coach prizes a four-man rush that can pressure the quarterback without relying on constant blitzing. If the front office can secure a high-ceiling pass rusher at this stage of the draft, it would transform the entire ceiling of the defense. Analysts have been pointing to the need for a bookend pass rusher for months, and the fact that a respected voice like Mel Kiper Jr. is slotting this position here confirms that the organization is likely looking in that direction. For Matt Eberflus, a dominant edge rusher is the engine of his entire scheme. When you have someone who can win one-on-one battles, it allows the secondary to play more aggressively and the linebackers to hunt for turnovers. The scouting report on the potential candidates available at pick 25 suggests a deep class, which is good news for a team that needs immediate production from a rookie. We are looking at players who can set the edge against the run and explode off the snap on passing downs. The pressure is on the scouting department to identify the right fit for the specific culture Matt Eberflus is building. It is not just about raw athleticism, it is about high-motor players who fit the team's relentless work ethic. As we look at the draft board, the trade-off between selecting a premium talent and trading back for more picks will be the biggest story of the night. However, if the right edge rusher is on the board, it is hard to see them passing up on the opportunity. The emotional investment from the fan base for this pick is incredibly high, as they want to see a clear commitment to defensive dominance. This is a pivotal draft for the trajectory of the franchise, and the choice at number 25 could be the difference between a good defense and an elite one. We have seen how quickly a team can turn around when they find the right anchor for their defensive line, and the coaching staff is clearly aware of this potential. The preparation for draft day is reaching a fever pitch, and the front office is leaving no room for error. Every interview, every workout, and every evaluation is geared towards ensuring that whoever they select can step in and make a difference from day one. It is a high-stakes scenario, but it is one that the team is ready to embrace as they look to build toward a playoff-caliber season.
As we look at these three stories, it is clear that the Chicago Bears are in a state of active transition. From losing a staple in the trenches to adding value through special teams and looking toward a future star in the draft, Matt Eberflus and his staff are working tirelessly to build a winner. It is a long process, but the pieces are starting to move into place. What do you think about the team's current trajectory? Do you agree with targeting an edge rusher in the first round, or would you prefer a different position? Leave your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insider updates.